Hey, what's up, everybody? I thought I'd just make this video to just maybe talk about maybe I need to be heard, or maybe there's something out there that I'm gonna say that somebody need to hear. I'm just gonna speak from my heart like I try to always do. First of all, I would like to say thank you to all my new subscribers and my new viewers in the past few weeks, couple months. Many of you know I've been on this channel for about 3 years now, and in those 3 years, I have managed to accomplish almost 5,000 subscribers, and that's not a lot. I mean, compared to some, but I'm gonna tell you something. It's a whole lot, and it means the whole world to me. Even if I just have 5 listeners or 5 subs, that means a lot to me. But to gain that many subs and to know that that many people are listening to you and share your same values and your same interests, that means a lot, especially coming from where I come. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, and others who identify as whatever they want to identify as, whatever the case may be. Um, Let me go ahead and just let me make this clear. I'm not making this video for a sob story or to put myself out there or anything like that. Because I'm gonna tell you, there's numerous times that I've hit record on this software, and I've recorded my voice, and I've done nothing but whine and moan and complain and talk about how my life is all fucked up and it's not getting any better. But that's what I'm not trying to make that. I'm not trying to put that energy out there. I've had enough negative energy around me, surrounding me, and trying to attack me for the past going on maybe 6 or 7 months now, and I've been battling it with it. I've been battling with something very deep, and that's something that a lot of people of color suffer, and that's depression. And it even goes even deeper than that because I have what is called PTSD, which is meant I have trauma in my life from past traumas that I'm not going to get into, and I probably will never discuss that part of my life and put myself out there in the world. Not at this time. I choose not to talk about that at this point. I'm very humble when it comes to my overcomings and my overbearings. A lot of people who are my subs and my followers are my friends that are on here, so they know me personally, so they know the battles that I have endured over the years and that I'm currently going through now. I won't say much, but I will say this. For me to be a person at my stature, at my age, at what I've been through, I think I'm doing pretty damn good. My health issues alone and what I've overcome, I have overcome death. And when I mean overcome death, I do mean that I have almost died. Again, I maybe talk about that at a later date, but I won't talk about it now. Um, but I will say this. I will say that I've almost died more than once, and it may have been at something that I could have prevented, or something that I may have tried to prevent, or maybe both. But like I said, I'm not going to get into that right now. My background is not squeaky clean. I don't know anybody who has a perfect background. I just know people that if they do have a background, that's not so squeaky clean. They do try to work and to try to prove themselves. And that's what I've been trying to do um, for the past several years. Now, let me tell you something. I have definitely been blessed in my life. I have been blessed and surrounded by some wonderful people, people that have raised me that's not even my blood relative, but have raised me to be their own. And without that person, I probably would have been dead or in prison a long time ago. And then unfortunately, the person or the people who did help raise me, they're no longer living. And since their death a few years ago, my life has been lost, and it has made me reflect a whole lot back on my life, on how fortunate I was to have them in my life. And I'm going to tell you who this person is. Who I'm talking about is my grandmother, my grandparents. My grandmother, in particular, because my grandfather died at a young age, so my memory is mostly held with my grandmother. I'm not going to get into the story about why I was raised by my grandparents or how that works. Just know that I and people like me are fortunate to have grandmothers in their life, whether it be their blood or not their blood. The case is that the grandmother, the woman that raised me, she was not my blood relative, but I'm very thankful, very fortunate to have her as my relative. Because, like I stated, if I did not have her, I would have been dead or in prison a long time ago. I'm making this video the day after Thanksgiving, so close. So if you celebrate that holiday, family day, holiday, turkey, whatever day, I'm making that video after the day after. Now, yesterday, I'm going to say went okay because I do have family that I did celebrate it with, and I'm talking about my own personal family, okay? I did everything in my power to make sure that my children and my family enjoyed a good meal and time with their family without fighting or arguing or drama or anything like that. I made sure that they were comfortable eating and comfortable surrounding and having a good time enjoying each other. So that's one of the goals, that little short goals that I did set out, and it did happen. I'm not going to spend too much time rambling, but like I said, for those who want to hear me out, please continue to hear me out. If not, then you could press the exit off, unsub, unfollow, whatever you need to do. But the whole point is I'm putting my voice out there. Spiritual people like myself, intuitive people, empaths, whatever you want to call me, I'm very emotional. So sometimes when I get depressed or I'm feeling very sorrowful and to the point where I cannot physically move, and I'm talking about, this has happened several times. Sometimes I don't know if it's my own depression or if it's somebody else's, because I have the ability to feel other people's pain and other people's emotions, either surrounding me or somebody I have encountered. And this has happened on several occasions, and it happens around this time, around holiday season. Really, really, it's really a bad time for me. Growing up, it wasn't that hard because when you're a child, you can manipulate your surroundings a little bit better. But when you're an adult, you have to an adult and you have to do adult things. So you have no choice but to put on a fake smile and a fake persona just to make it through, just because you don't want that next person to know how you're really feeling. And it's very, very hard and very difficult. I have tried many aspects and many things to try to make myself feel more pleasant and more better and have a more better outcome of life. And I'm talking about life now. And let me go ahead and explain, when I say life now, I mean after 2020. Because as we know, the world has changed after 2020 because that veil was lifted. For those who have the eyes, we now see them through a whole nother set of eyes, because my whole point of this channel, my whole point of even speaking my mind is the truth. And when you don't follow the narrative and you speak the truth, you're labeled a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I am a critical thinker. I've always felt different. I've always felt out of place. I've always felt like something's not right. And prior to 2020, I have written several diaries and several documents and just personal blogs to myself on how I feel the world is going to change and what is going on. And this is not even has anything to do with it biblical. It just has to do with it being spiritual and what I have always felt, because I have that ability. I have that gift. I have tapped into that. But one of the things that I have neglected to do, and what I put hindering on myself, is I have put some type of cloak over not seeing what I see as a reality. As in, I know that there is a reality, but at the same time, I have to live through this so called reality that we are all in right now. And I have said this before, that time is an illusion. And I believe that even more so each and every day. There is no way that you can tell me that 20 years ago that time existed the way it does. There's a time and season why these elitists, these controllers of the world, there's a reason why they do the things and the ways they've been controlling this world. It's been going on and on for centuries. They have tried to control everything from time to our currency to the way we live. And that's what we have been succumbed to. And people like me and people that are spiritual have awakened from that. And we are tired of it and we are sick of it. Literally, physically, mentally sick of it. And it's making us sick, it's making us tired, and it's making us depressed. I've never been this depressed in my whole entire life. And I'm talking about to where it's sickening to me, because what do I wake up to? I mean, here I am. I am a mother. I think about my children's future all the time. I don't like the fact that my children have to grow up in this generation, and I'm talking about the generation of what they are to face with the AI, with the world, the way it's going to turn into. I'm hoping that they stay on the type of level that I've been teaching them, and that's this type of spirituality, and that is not to believe the hype, as far as don't fall for the BS. Now, my children all started out indoctrinated like we all did, and that I'm talking about in schools. And this is because we, at the time, nobody had a clue. Nobody had the inclination of that schools were deceptive, and they've been deceptive since day one. Now, I do have an education. I am college educated. I do have degrees to where I have had jobs and I have fulfilled those. But I think back and I'm thinking, why? Why didn't I need to learn this? Of course, I needed to work and make a living and have some type of skill, but at the same time, why? And not to say to take this from anybody that, of course we need doctors and of course we need lawyers. Oh, God forbid, we do need to have that type of skill and that ability. But at the same time, I want you to think and think real hard that we all have the ability to learn each and every skill that a so-called doctor has learned. And matter of fact, the doctors of Western technology, they're all what I consider to be the real witch doctors, okay? Because they practice pharmaceutical practices. And if you want to research what pharmaceutical is, then please do. I don't want to waste this time in that video explaining how that works and how the caduceus and all how that is in decline and how the mess that we're in now. Because we're all born with the ability to heal and to strengthen ourselves and with others. And when we are as in a group, such as so-called group prayer, it makes it stronger because it's called what is called a powerful gift. Now, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way when I say this, but this is a true fact, and you can check to see for yourself. There is, and I talked about this before, there is a book that was left out of the Bible, of the 66 books that they put together, the Council of Nicaea, and that was called the Book of Thomas. The Book of Thomas explains how we have the ability and the empath abilities to do the healings and the teachings the same thing as Jesus did. And of course, we know that Jesus is not even his real name. And if you research that, you already know how the name didn't even exist and shouldn't have existed. Right now, people, we are at where it's always been a division of black and white, the duality. And that's something that has always been an issue. The color of your skin, you know, your demographics or whatever you want to, categorize yourself being. And when I say duality, I mean a constant battle between good and evil, black and white. Black is always going to be considered evil. White is always going to be considered to be pure. And if you do practice spiritual teachings or you probably research, you probably say, well, it's the opposite. That dark is actually light and light is actually dark. And of course, all the colors together, and that makes dark. So, like I said, it's just so much to it. But these elitists, these people that have been running the world since day one, their God has never been our God. Their God is always been the one has been casted out. And if you want to get back into biblical, if you want to make this a biblical thing and go back into how the devil was casted out of heaven, it could go along that categories, because then this is where all the storylines come from, and of all maybe the the mythical creatures and all the kind of stuff correspond with all this. But I'm here to tell you that it is a truth from everything that we have been tricked to worship, tricked to do is their God. The money, the currency, from the G in the middle of the Masonic symbol. And people always argue, does it stand for God? Absolutely stands for their God. It does not stand for just the geometry of it. It is their God. Now, I'm going to get back to when, the story of how Satan was cast out of heaven and he was placed here on earth. So, with the saying, as above, as so below, is very much true. And I think that that's what part of the battle is. What I started at the beginning of this saying is battling this depression and battling this constant, when is it going to finally change? When is it going to end? Because I'm tired of being physically sick, and I'm tired of being immobilized as far as I can't do anything. It's almost like I'm waiting for somebody to press fast forward, or, okay, we're done with this segment. All NPC players, you can report back to your duties, and all of us ones that are really out there, let's wake up now. Let's go ahead and really focus on being happy, being finally happy. Is that ever going to change? I mean, seriously. I know that I'm all over the place and I'm rambling on, because I'm kind of just, like I said, I'm just speaking from my heart, and I'm just saying what's first thing that comes to my mind. And I'm also trying to, keep my business to myself, as far as I'm not trying to really put myself out there, because, like I said, I'm really humble when it comes to things that I have been through and I have overcome. And maybe I'll talk about it. And this has a huge part of reason why I do not like to be on camera, because I have a huge issue with the way I perceive myself. And people may have a different idea of it, and they may say, well, girl, get over it, you're fine. Well, you know what? I'm not. But what I am uncomfortable with is speaking my mind. And some people don't even have that. They rather show their face and put on some kind of fake ass makeup and pretend like they're somebody else. But I'm just on here recording my voice and speaking my mind and rambling on and on. I may have lost about 10 viewers by now. That may be the case, but that's okay. And like I said, 3 years ago, I started this channel. I mean, I've actually had the channel longer than that, but as far as doing this content creating, it's been 3 years. And I've gained 5,000 subs since then, and that means a whole lot to me. That means 5,000 people actually give a damn about me and care about what I say. And some of them maybe even be haters, just want to hear me just to see if I fuck up or if I do something. But that's okay too. You know, I'm still taking it right in your head, okay? But 25 minutes into this video, I probably lost some of y'all at the 3 minute mark, and that's cool. Or you could go back and listen to it when you're bored, or you ain't got nothing else to do, or you just say, fuck it, let me see what else you got to whine about. But to be honest with you, I just wanted to say, speak what's on my mind. I wanted to make a video. I actually wanted to go live, but I'm not in the mood to deal with trolls right now. As far as like reading comments and arguing with them, because I've been going back and forth in my comment section, and I don't feel like dealing with trolls right now. I really don't. So I'm just gonna just record it, like I said, and just put it out there. I've had some software issues, some software that I have downloaded and it is not working, and I've been trying for the past week, trying to get it to work right so I can actually work on a video that I've been trying to work on. Um, and I kind of want to get that video out there, so I might, if I strike up the mood to try to mess with the software again, or download it again, I'll try to do that. But until then, I just wanted to let y'all know that thank you, and I love all y'all for keep on listening to me and giving me support. It means so much to me. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I'll end it like this. There's been so many times that I've been wanting to give up and never go back to YouTube again, but I'll read that one positive comment from that one special person, and that'll change my mind completely. And I'm pretty sure that whoever that commenter is, you know who you are because you spoke from your heart. And I want you to know that you made me feel 100% better than what I was feeling 5 minutes before I read your comment. And with that, I'm going to end this video, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend and then you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.